Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, happy weekend to you, and happy Halloween. This is Rob the Mad Hatter sitting here talking live to my boy, the evil genius of Major League Baseball, and I'm waiting for the dream as well. But Dr. Dan, what's going on, kid?
Oh man, I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. We got a little Thor action last night.
Yes.
My man Bumpy Syndergaard, little purpose pitch, and look, the Mets, they got 1, 2, 3 innings out of the back end of their bullpen, which in a meaningless game you could say whatever. Huge confidence boost. You know, the Royals are a team that's going to battle the whole time, but I think the Mets come out there and beat the hell out of Chris Young today. I really do. You know, he's a guy when you've already seen him.
Homer pick.
He's a dude where you already seen him.
Yep.
Man, you're going to beat him up today.
Oh,
Yeah.
The dream. Welcome, man. Happy
You already
Halloween.
seen him, and he was dope when you saw him, by the way.
Yeah, Chris Young's always dope in his first 5 innings. 6'11", throwing 72 miles an hour.
That could be enough, though.
Yeah, right.
No, but that's what I'm saying. If they didn't face him in game 1, they already seen him.
Yep.
They're familiar. You got to remember, Chris Young was on the Mets.
Yeah.
And I know this dude. And he's going to get hit up today.
All right, guys. You are
Dr.
listening.
Dan speaking straight from the heart.
Yes, you are listening to the SBTV Nation. We are flying high on Twitter right now and having a ball and looking forward to breaking down a bunch of different sports today. And Dan, you know what? I got to be honest with you, man. The Kansas City Royals and the New York Metropolitans seem to me like the two most liked teams of the year. Outside of the Cubs, I think a lot of people are feeling the Cubs too, but you know what I mean? You can't really – it's almost hard – I'm rooting for the Mets, but it's almost hard to root against both of these teams. You know what I mean?
It was easier after last night. I mean, I don't shed any tears over the Royals or people who root for them. I mean, it is what it is. Both these teams, I mean, look, the last time each team won the World Series, obviously the Mets in 86, the Royals won it in 85.
Yep.
Both teams have had long stretches where they've been horrible. Just recently getting back on the wagon. Look, I get it. I've never, obviously I liked the Royals last year, but that's different, man. That's different. And I just think that the Mets, when their bats woke up yesterday at home, and if you look at the analytics, like I'm very big into that. Anybody who read the article that I retweeted, and I can't remember the author's name, I'd love to get him on the show at some point, actually. But, there's analytics software that predicted this, which is crazy. But, hey, let's just see what happens tonight. If the Mets tie this series, I feel very good about them winning it.
Dream,
Hey,
what's
on
your
another
thoughts?
note, there won't be any quarterback controversy today for Ohio State as J.T. Barrett is suspended for today's game, caught drinking while impaired and driving.
I don't think they play today. They play next week. They got a bye
Next
week.
week, but he's at least suspended for next week, but it'll probably be longer than that.
Yep.
Unbelievable, man. You just get the nod, then you come and talk all that trash all
He
week
probably
long.
just blew his NFL prospects.
You think so, huh?
I mean, look, you know how the draft is. I mean, he'll get drafted, but you know how a 6th-round quarterback, I mean, unless he ends up going out there and lighting it up, he's not going to get a lot of chances. But, the only positive is you have, a bye week, so you can really get Cardale Jones ready again.
Yep.
It's not good, but it would be a lot worse for other teams.
It would be a lot worse for other teams. You're absolutely correct. And, speaking of teams that lost a quarterback like Baylor, Ohio State of last year. So, you know what?
Ohio State last year lost 2 of them.
Yeah, they lost 2 of them, and Cardale Jones emerged. So, hey, you know what? It is what it is, and we will see what ends up happening. The next 2 games for Michigan State and the Ohio State University are pretty much warm-ups for when they play each other in Ohio State. So J.T. Barrett should be back for that game, and we will have a conversation about who is going to win that when that time comes. But let's talk real quick about the Metropolitans and Royals tonight, Dan, because the Kansas City Royals right now are minus 200 to win the series, and the Mets are minus 137 tonight with your boy Motts on the mound versus Chris Young. So you think the Metropolitans win the game tonight, Dan?
Yeah, I definitely do. And, you can call it a heart play or whatever you want. The thing is like I said, Chris Young, I mean, this is just a few days ago, and yeah, he looked lights out, and he was. But Chris Young is a guy, like, that second or third time through the rotation is when you can get to him. If you look at his starts, he goes 5 innings. So I really believe that with the Mets bats really picking it up last night, obviously looking better than they had, and sometimes after you sweep a team in a league championship series, with that layoff and just things, the bats slow down and looks like they came back last night. I really, really expect them to come out here, score some runs. Look, Chris Young, he started 3 games in the playoffs. He's won 1. I just think the Mets have to beat him.
All right. I think they have to beat them as well. Dream, what's your thoughts on tonight's affair?
My thoughts are, if we could play Dr. Dan's synopsis of Game 1, he would have told you that the Mets were going to win. And if we gave you played his playback from Game 2 with DeGrom on the mound, he would have told you the Mets were going to win. So Dr. Dan is just giving you homer plays right now.
You can call it what you want, but come on. You're telling me Game 1. Hold on. Game 1, I broke it down perfectly. And the only part of the breakdown that went wrong was Familia blowing a save, which he hadn't done in 2 months.
No, I know this. Yes.
If anybody's calling, if anybody tells me that they called DeGrom to give up, over 4 earned runs, because everybody I saw was on the Mets and the under in that game too. So I don't know, man.
And the Mets should be up 2-1 right now.
But who? Hat? Everybody but who?
What's that?
Hat.
You cut off.
But Hat. Everybody was on the Mets but who? Oh, I said everybody was on the Mets but who?
Yeah, man. I hear you. Except you.
Except me. Thank you.
Except you. Whatever, man. Hey, it is what it is. I mean, hey, Game 1, you look at it, and the Mets clearly had that game in hand. So, there were 2 outs left.
You can't sound like Pete Carroll right now.
Yeah.
After the Super Bowl. That's part of sports.
But that's the thing. But that's the thing. It ain't over. And look, I mean, everybody thought the 86 Mets were dead too when they went down 0-2.
Damn, back to 86.
Oh, but hold on. But there's a lot of similarities. And you can only look at what you've done in your past. But they went down 0-2 at home. They lost Game 1 with Doc on the mound. Okay? They got bludgeoned at home in Game 2. And then went on the road and won in Boston. So, look, anything can happen. The series, I feel like, is just getting started. I still think that the Mets can win this in 6. I still think it, so we'll see what happens in the end, Dream.
Wow, you're calling 3 consecutive victories by the
victories.
Yeah.
When Matt, hold on. When Matt gets the win, and when he gets the win today, okay? And then the Royals have to look at a series tied 2-2. They got to go tomorrow against, I think, a Matt Harvey that's going to be very angry and should be on his game. In Citi Field, which has been electric. The Royals know if they have to, you go back to Kansas City down 3-2 after being up 0-2, all the pressure is on them again. All the pressure.
All right, hold on a minute, because the Royals don't know nothing about pressure, because they weren't almost getting beat by the Houston Astros.
I'm not saying they don't, but you gotta tell me if they go down 3-2 and you gotta beat both DeGrom and Syndergaard. I'm sorry, but good luck.
All right, well, let's get the win tonight, Dan. And then
that's what I'm saying. I think we get the win tonight. But look, hey, Dream, bet it.
No, listen, I'm here for that. I'm just playing.
Got the buck money on you.
I'll play.
You got if you love Chris Young, if you love your boy Chris Young, come on, it's like plus 135 in place.
I got K-Sizzle for the series. I was the only guy that liked K-Sizzle Game 1 and Game 2. I said already that I felt like the Mets were last year's KC. It came in with a lot of momentum, a lot going on, and that it all broke down. So I'm just going to stand there. I'm not going to bet tonight's game. I'm not going to, get involved with it like that because you guys know how I feel about baseball anyway. But I don't think the Mets are going to get it done, brother. I just don't.
All right. Well, we will have that conversation as it materializes. But if it goes tied 2-2, and then you got to face Harvey and DeGrom. I mean, what do you get? What are you getting, Dan? You getting Volquez and
you will get Volquez
and
Cueto,
right?
Ventura.
Got it. Okay.
And then you guys were just talking about how, everybody's seen Chris Young already, so they're going to be good for the next time. Well, everybody's seen Harvey and DeGrom already.
Yeah, but there's a big difference. Harvey, hold, and I'll explain to you exactly what it is. Dream.
No.
I know you're the baseball. I know you're the baseball expert. So don't let me get in your way here. Don't let me get in your way. I know you're the expert here.
Oh my
But,
God!
Dream has become the baseball expert.
You got young kids that throw 4 different pitches. Chris Young throws 2 pitches. He throws 2 pitches. That's the difference. When you have 4 pitches to work with. Actually, really 5, because when you throw the 4-seamer, the 2-seamer, a slider, a curveball, and a changeup, okay, you can throw guys off guard. You can throw a completely different game plan out there. Chris Young's going to go out there. He's going to throw the same 88-mile-per-hour fastball. It's going to be a cold and windy day, which I think benefits the Mets. Let's see what happens. But, man, call me a homer play, but, hey, if I didn't feel the Mets, I wouldn't play it.
Understood, man. Understood. Well, Dream, it was a plethora of winners yesterday, man, because my boy wasn't having it with the Miami Heat coming into town at all. And the New York Rangers laid it to smack it down, along with Pop and the San Antonio Spurs, kid.
The Washington Capitals play. Don't leave them out.
Oh,
but don't leave out the Canadians either.
Oh, the Habs got it done too?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Dude, I want to. I can't believe I didn't get involved in all that.
Canadians, dude. The Canadians lit it up, dude. 6-2.
Wow,
they get involved in it, player?
Not in the Habs.
Oh,
not
okay.
in the Habs.
You got the other stuff. We're good. You can't get involved with everything.
Son, it would have been like a 20-1 shot to hit all that, man. Damn. Oh, whatever. Hey, it is what it is, guys. So we will rock on, guys. I love the banter going back and forth between the two of you. So
Dr. Dizzle is fired up this one. I like his energy and his passion. I like the way he wants to keep it going. I've been listening to. He sounds like everybody that calls in to the fan every day this week. I've been hearing everything Dr. Dan says.
I'm just waiting for the fan to call in to me.
I can't wait for you to be sitting next to Fat Mike doing your thing.
Oh, me and Mike be going back and forth. I think I think we'd be. He'd have me thrown out of there in about 10 minutes. You're crazy, kid. You're crazy.
You know what I love about the fan is that they have baseball all year long,
Baseball's
right?
all year long.
Here's the best part about it. Yeah, baseball all year long, right? Even during NFL Sunday and all that, right? So then the World Series, son, I go, let me listen to it on the fan, and they got hockey on. I'm like, are you kidding me?
They got the crazy partnerships.
Dude, I'll never forget the year. I swear to you, one year it was NFL playoffs. It was like I want to say it's the NFC Championship game, and for some reason I had to travel. So I'm just going to turn it on to the fan, and they were talking about baseball. I was like wanting to crash my car.
Oh my God, it's crazy. It's crazy, guys. We are live on Twitter right now at SBTV Nation, and a bunch of our fans and friends from 194 countries worldwide are out there retweeting our show, and we very much appreciate it, and we will be announcing your name at the end of the show. So what we're going to do, guys, is we're getting into it today. Had a big week. Expect a big week to continue, and what we're going to do is basically just go into the games that myself and my two co-hosts are feeling, and then we're going to wrap it up, man, because we got a big day ahead of us as far as all three of us are concerned. So I'm going to lead it off with you, Dream, as far as the collegiate football, man. Anything on your radar that you want to have a conversation about?
Well, first we got to have a conversation about what happened in Connecticut last night, because I don't know what happened with ECU. They got completely drubbed, which I just didn't see that coming. That was just an awful performance, and I don't know. Something should go on today at ECU. They should have the kids out in the field right now practicing. No parties for you tonight. No trick-or-treat, no candy. Get out there and practice, because that was embarrassing. But that being said, I think the first game on the slate, guys, that we need to take a good look at right now, Florida, Georgia.
Florida, Georgia, man. I like that matchup. I like
You know
that
what I'm
matchup.
saying?
Yep.
Florida, Georgia. Now, the dynamic we have with Georgia is they've lost, obviously, Chubb. They don't have their running back. But he's been gone for, I think, this is the second game that he's been gone. So they already played a couple of games without him. So they should be used to not having that element involved in their offense anymore. On the flip side of that, you got Florida, playing with the backup quarterback, which they're also used to because he took the helm, a week ago. Is it 2 games or 1 game, Dan?
I thought it was 2.
2. Okay, I think he's got 2 games under his belt. So everybody should have adjusted now to the different people that are in the offenses. So now what you got going on is you're going to have, Lampert for Georgia, which I am not the biggest fan of.
No.
Okay, I am not the biggest fan of Lambert. I don't really like him as a quarterback. And they play as conservative as you want to play on offense. Georgia that's just how they do it. And you got this Florida defense that I think they're a little bit underrated, actually.
Yeah, I think you're right, man.
You know what I'm saying? We don't hear a lot about Florida's defense. A lot of times we're always hearing about Michigan State. We're hearing about Michigan. Nobody's really talking about Florida's defense. And Florida's defense is, to me, what has been actually keeping them in and helping them win games. So I think Florida's defense is going to be a little bit too much for Mr. Lambert. I think Georgia's got a problem today. I don't see Georgia winning this game.
I agree with you. I mean, I did talk about that last night on Houston Radio. And when you look at Florida and Georgia defensively, they're very, very similar, Dream.
Yep.
Georgia allows 307 yards per game, where Florida allows 314. But you're going into the swamp today. And
Yep.
Florida's been very hot. They haven't lost a game in the swamp. And I just think that Georgia, they remind me of some NFL teams that just can't get the job done, like Rivers. You know what I'm saying? Or like the Bengals or something like that. That just, they can get there, they can get to the playoffs, but just can't go any further. They're obviously not going to make it into the playoffs, this Georgia team here. But Florida still has an outside shot, because if they finish number 1, obviously they will play in the SEC. If they win the rest of their games, they'll play in the SEC championship, and they only have 1 loss under their belt. So if they do decide to knock off an Alabama or an LSU, they can possibly get into the playoffs and play for a championship. So I think Florida has a lot to play for today, and I think Florida gets the job done. Dan, what's your thoughts?
I tend to agree with that.
All right, Dr. Dizzle, get on board. Don't shy away. Come on, man.
I don't know, man. I'm still seeing a Georgia team, and no matter what the circumstance, they only put up 9 points against Missouri.
Right.
And you're talking about, the 2 losses in a row before that, Alabama and at Tennessee. If you're losing at Tennessee by a touchdown, now you're going to Florida, and like you said, I mean, you look at the rest of Florida's schedule, and I don't think they're looking ahead, obviously, but they got Vandy at home the next week, South Carolina, Florida Atlantic, and then Florida State.
Right.
So they have every shot in the world to run the table, and this is their game.
Absolutely.
I think they win the football game.
All right.
Sounds good, man. And they're only giving 2 points, guys. So, you know what? Hey, it's not a bad spot to actually lay to 2 or to money line, whatever. Either way, it'll be paying pretty damn good if you pair it with something. So, what are we going to go into? I'm going to bring it over to the evil genius, man. What game are you looking at that tickles your fancy today?
You should be asking Dan what game he's not looking at.
No, I don't have a ton today. Actually, I actually got like one big time teaser that I like. And before I go into the one I really like, but Dream, I know you're feeling this game a little bit too. So the first leg of my teaser is Houston. So it's a 10-point tease, 3-team. Houston I got as a pick.
Love them.
And look, I know Vanderbilt can play some defense.
Dude.
But Houston is very well coached. That offense they can break out at any time.
Yep.
Anytime. And I think that they probably cover their spread, but I really love them as a pick today. Can't say enough.
All right, and going back real quick, my boy Super Sports Locks is telling me that Georgia is starting their new freshman quarterback, he believes. So,
dude,
all right, go into this game, G.
Greg Ward Jr.,
yes,
all right, for the Houston Cougars, is absolutely dope.
Yeah.
All right, you talk about as athletic as it comes. Dude has got 1,700 yards passing yards, 10 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. All right, then he's running the ball, 103 carries, 600 yards. This dude, Vandy, really, they're coming in, and the line. If it wasn't Vandy, the line in Vegas would be probably 2 touchdowns. If it wasn't
in their
Vanderbilt.
last 3 games, it's 150 to 45. They're outscored.
dude,
Yeah,
I
the only concern I have, and I talked
start
about
off
this last
slow.
night on the show, is they start off so slow.
Yep.
Dan, remember my text to you last week?
Yeah, you were
I was
going crazy, and I'm like, I'm
screaming.
talking you off the ledge. I'm like, don't worry, they're gonna pick it up. That's exactly what, dude. Vandy has no offense.
Yeah.
No, none. And the defense is dusty.
Yep.
And the defense is dusty. This, as you say, Dr. Dizzle, should be in a total annihilation.
Yes. Yes, I love the play, guys. I really think that you guys got some really good stuff today, man. So, all right, sounds good. So, Dan, you are feeling the Houston Cougars and bringing it down to, it's a 10.5-point spread, so bringing it down to about a half a point.
Yeah, I actually got it at 0, so I got it as a straight pick, not the half point. Well, unless it's a tie, it doesn't really matter. And there can't be ties in college, so doesn't really matter.
All right, sounds good. Well, you know what? Speaking of knocking 10 points off a line and having a conversation about it, I think there's another team that you might want to consider doing it with, and I can't believe that I'm talking this way about this team, but I got to give it up to my boy Weaver and his Clemson Tigers. I think the Clemson Tigers will get into the playoffs as an
Sorry,
undefeated
Weave,
team.
you just got the kiss of death.
Yeah.
I know. Good looking hat.
NC State, 10,000 units.
NC State gonna win by 30 today, player. That's it. We finally found a way to get
Here's what you got to look at in this particular game, though. It's not going to be a cakewalk, bro. You got NC State and Clemson are the number 3 and number 4 defenses in all of the land. NC State allows 251 yards defensively, and Clemson 263 yards. But when I saw Clemson, when I saw Clemson play versus BC has the number 2 defense, and they ran up and down the field against them. I know they were home, and now they're going to go into NC State, but we saw, what did we see? Was it Louisville, Dan, that went into NC State and won?
Louisville.
Louisville average in your tech. But here's the deal, though. When you talk about the 2 and 3 defenses, dude, you look at NC State's schedule.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like they played no offensive juggernauts.
Good
so
point.
you can't. I get what they did, but sometimes that statistic isn't exactly accurate.
Yeah, I mean, their toughest game was Louisville.
You know what I'm saying?
I think Clemson definitely wins. I mean,
I do too.
A little tongue in cheek here. The thing, I would not take the points. Maybe I would feel comfortable 7-point teasing it if you don't want to knock off the whole 10.
I say 10. I say you get it with the
Houston.
Houston Cougars, and get one more spot to add it into, or throw an NFL game in there.
I like a couple games a little better to throw my 10-pointer, but that's definitely one that hey, you can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, all right, sounds good. So, moving over to the Dream again, dude. What do you got?
Hey, here we go. The next game on tap that I'm looking at right now, guys, is I really like, trying to pull it up as we speak, I like the Oklahoma State Texas Tech game. It's a 3:30 p.m. start game. I really like Oklahoma State in this spot. Texas Tech's defense, they don't have one.
Right.
As we said last night on the Ralph Cooper show, Texas Tech doesn't know how to spell. They don't know how to spell defense. All right. So I like what Oklahoma State has done this season. I like the way they played. I think they're going to come in. I know that Texas Tech's defense is not going to be able to do anything with them. I see Oklahoma State coming in and winning this game. I like Oklahoma State today to win this game.
You like them on the road to win the game, man.
Yep.
And guys, I want to tell you all something, man. Something very, very, very important as far as college football, man. Listen, Oklahoma, Baylor, Oklahoma State, and TCU Ski all have to play each other in the next couple of matchups, man. And so that is gonna just shake up the Big 12 big time. Whoever wins all their games moving forward will definitely get into the playoffs, guys. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, bro. Because you win the Big 12 conference, I mean, there's no championship game. However, if you're a Baylor that beats TCU, Oklahoma, and Oklahoma State, you're in. Period. If you're a TCU that beats Baylor, Oklahoma State, and Oklahoma, you're in. If you're an Oklahoma State that beats Oklahoma, Baylor, and TCU, you're in. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
I love Oklahoma State today, and I'm pretty shocked that this game's basically a pick.
Yeah, right.
Like Dream said, Texas Tech, they don't know what defense is. And you're talking about a team that struggled on the road at Kansas. A 30-20 win.
Yep.
I'm not that impressed, and obviously getting absolutely mangled by Oklahoma. And then you got Oklahoma State that put up a 58 spot on Kansas. I don't care that they really go on the road here. I love them to win this football game.
I think they're a really good team, man. I think that they're the most quietly sought-after undefeated team out there.
I do, and one thing that I also love to do is, if you want to do this, is Florida, OK State in a 7-point tease. You get Florida up to +4.
Okay.
And Oklahoma State up to +6.
Very interesting, Dan.
That's
interesting.
a good play, I think.
All right. Sounds good, man. Sounds good. What other game are you looking at, Dan, as far as, finishing up your play?
We might as well go with the second leg of my 10-point teaser. And this is a game that I think is very interesting, but I really like Kentucky +19.5 as the second leg.
Okay.
Look, Tennessee is...
You there? Yo.
Uh-oh, we lost
the evil genius.
We lost this whole...
Once he said Kentucky, I clipped him.
He fell over some Met memorabilia. He had one of those big Mr. Met heads, and he tripped over it. Oh my God!
Oh, that's hilarious, man.
Oh,
he's plugging Kentucky today, player.
No doubt. His computer had to shut him down. There he is.
Yo, what up? Oh, he's not back yet, man. He's not back.
I got him coming in on mine.
All right, I don't have him coming in on mine yet. I mean, he's not.
He should be there.
Yeah. No, I don't see it. It's just something crazy. So, hey, whatever, Dream. We'll wait for him to come back on.
No, I hear him.
You do, huh?
Yeah, but you're not. Hat can't hear you. I got him. Hang up and call Hat back.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah. He just hung up, man. All right, so we'll get it back on, guys, and rock and roll. But he is feeling Kentucky, man. Here we go. Let me see if I get my boy on.
All right.
You're back, man.
Loving technology, man. Unbelievable.
Dream said you tripped over some Mets memorabilia.
Oh yeah, you know how it goes. But,
Chris Young showed up at the crib.
Let Chris Young and his 6'11" giraffe showed up at the crib.
Chris Young showed up at the crib and said, "You said I was dusty."
Chris Young had more of a chance to dunk on me than he was to strike me out. But anyway, let's get back to this real quick because this is a game that I really like. Is Kentucky today at home? We're adding 10 points, +19.5. Look, Tennessee, especially on the road, I really love this here because they're coming off that pretty heartbreaking loss to Alabama where they actually held that offense in check, and they still lost. That's bad. You're talking about a team that lost on the road to Florida by a point. These have been some bad losses that are hard to get over. And I just think Kentucky's been playing some good football, especially at home. You're looking, right, they're coming off 2 losses, Auburn and then at Mississippi State. I think they lose today, but not by 3 touchdowns.
All right, Dream, what's your thoughts on that one?
I don't have any thoughts on that, brother.
All right, I don't either, man. So, Dan, I wish you the best of luck with that, and hopefully that one is hopefully they make it competitive most of the game so you can sit back and laugh, man.
I think it will be.
Guys, I'm going to the Yale game today.
Oh,
nice.
Good for you.
I'm going to the Yale game, so I'm going to get a live look in and see what's going on over there because I have not been able to see them yet because they've only had one home game this entire year so far. Crazy.
Yeah, such a weird.
Yeah, I'm on my way there very soon. So taking a look at the schedule here as far as the collegiate slate, man. You got nasty Iowa does not have a very difficult opponent today. They got the Maryland Terps coming into town, and Iowa is minus 17.5, 7-0. 4-0 at home, and Maryland is 2-5, and I think that Iowa stomps the Terps today, guys. I just don't know if I like 17.5. I'm thinking maybe something under the 10 mark, Dream.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a 9.5 or something like that. I think you'd be in really good shape with Iowa. They may even cover that 17.5. But you know what? For me, I don't think I would want to consider.
Don't even try it. Just get it to 9.5, and then and then you're good. Like you said, they may cover it, but just in case they don't.
Right, exactly. And there's another team, guys, that is in that 10-point mark as a favorite that I think we need to talk about because, Dan, you brought this team up as a potential spoiler to get into the playoffs, and that is the Stanford Cardinal. The Stanford Cardinal are going into Washington State today, who is not that bad. They are 5-2. But Stanford is 6-1. Stanford minus 10.5 with an under-over of 61. And I agree with you, Dan, that if Stanford runs the table and wins the pack, there's a very good shot of them getting into the playoffs as well.
They would have to.
Yep. No doubt. Yeah. That's that kid Hogan out there. He's doing big things as far as that offense is concerned. 1,500 passing yards, 14 touchdowns with 4 interceptions is very, very impressive. Yes. McCaffrey's lighting it up, on the ground and, receiving the ball as well out there. He's got great numbers as well. This Stanford team, they started out really slow, and then obviously they caught steam they caught everybody's attention once they beat USC. And then they haven't really looked back ever since, and they've been getting it done. I've been really impressed what they're doing. Like you said, well coached. They play pretty much they're sound on both sides of the ball, offense and defense. I like this team, and I also like them. I like them to win the game today. It's a 10:30 game, so there'll be a lot of games played between now and then.
Yes.
But it is the nightcap, and I do like them tonight.
All right, sounds good, guys. Sounds good.
Yeah. The one thing you just have to worry about is, Washington State's a pain in the ass.
Yep.
That's why I'm not going to mess with it, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to mess with it either, but the other thing that you kind of tell yourself is, how good is Arizona really? How good is Oregon really? And they're not going to surprise anybody.
Yep.
So, in my heart of hearts, I think Stanford covers that number, but you're right. I can't go and play it.
All right, and a couple of things that I'm reading on Twitter, guys. We have the SBTV Nation out there that is all collaborating their efforts together to try to make some stuff work and try to make some money. And I'm looking at this, and my boy Woody, 639, is saying that Golston and Dalvin Cook are out for Florida State today. So keep that in the back of your brains. I know Florida State's got the Cuse coming in. Syracuse Orange are 3-4 going into 6-1 Florida State. Florida State had a heartbreaking loss versus Georgia Tech. But I'm looking at this. Florida State has gone from 21-point favorite down to 16.5. I still think they get the job done.
They could. Listen, they need to lose a whole lot more than that for Cuse to beat them.
Yeah, exactly. So a 10-pointer, you might want to consider getting down to 6.5, man. That might be a play with Florida State as well.
No doubt.
All right, guys. So as far as college, I already have the 3 that I'd like to put together, man. So do you have any others, Dream or Dan? I'll start with you, Dream. Anything else for us to look at as far as the college slate?
I do not.
All right. Dan, how about you, brother?
Yeah, I got my last one, so this is the last leg of that 10-point teaser.
Dan's been disciplined, Dream.
No doubt.
He's been, holding it down to, 2 or 3 plays, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, we only got 3 plays. We got the Oklahoma State, the Florida, and this teaser.
All right.
And so this teaser, the last leg, is Temple plus 21.
Temple plus 21 versus Notre Dame, man.
Look, I actually think this is going to be a very competitive game. Very competitive game. This is obviously the biggest game that Temple has ever played, but I think that they're coached well enough to be disciplined here.
Okay.
And 3 touchdowns is a lot, guys. Temple's a very good football team. Very good football team. So, you're talking about a Temple team that is obviously undefeated. The Irish are 6-1. They're coming off that 10-point win at home against USC, which I don't know how to feel about that. Is that impressive? I mean, this is a team that lost at Clemson, on the road at Virginia. They only won by 7. So this is only their 3rd road game for Notre Dame, and they haven't been impressive on the road.
Yep.
That's why I love Temple with the 21 points to close out the tees.
All right, man. That sounds pretty good, Dan. That sounds pretty good. So, as far as college, man, I've got my 3. Dream, do you have any other games to add?
That's it, brother. That's all I got.
That's it. All right. Sounds good. So, and Dan, I'm guessing that you're feeling your New York Metropolitans tonight as well.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to play it. What I've been doing is just kind of waiting for the game to unfold.
Okay.
Last night, it's like you got to look at, if you're by a Vegas book that offers a live line,
yeah,
or something like that, definitely look at that. But I think the first 5 play on the Mets looks good tonight too.
Okay. Because I mean, Mott's is their. He's a great pitcher, but he's obviously their weakest link in their rotation.
Yeah, I mean, look, I know, you can say that, but he was like 4-0 in 6 starts, to end the season. He does throw a plus fastball. He has a lot of other pitches. He's used to the weather. He grew up in Long Island, and you can see the wind has been wreaking havoc. It's going to be cold. That won't affect him. I think it affects a guy like Chris Young a lot more.
Okay.
I mean, when you're 7 feet tall, doesn't the wind affect you more?
Yeah, good point.
Throw you a little off balance or something?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I like the Mets to win the game today. I really do. I think the offense has picked up steam, and I think it continues to roll.
All right. Sounds good, man. Sounds good. So, and Dream, do you have any pucks or NBA or anything?
I got you. I got some hoop. We got that awful Brooklyn Nets team that I told you about yesterday, which could be the worst team in basketball. I got them going into the Grizzlies tonight, and the Grizzlies should just murder them.
You think so, huh?
Yeah, I like the Grizzlies tonight. I like them to beat the Nets. This Net team, I'm telling you guys, they're bad. The Grizzlies are coming off of that loss to the Cavs, where LeBron went ham on them. So they'll look to bounce back tonight. They are giving 12, so you got to probably do a multi. I would probably get involved with a multi-sport. I don't know, parlay, teaser, whatever you guys want to do. Take a look at maybe adding this into one of your, one of those arrangements. It would definitely work with one of the other teams. And that's what I got for basketball. Only thing I like is the Grizzlies tonight.
Okay. All right.
I actually have one puck play that I kind of like, Dream, but I wanted your input on this.
Okay.
I like a money line parlay with the Islanders and the Lightning tonight.
The Lightning.
I do like the Islanders.
The Devils. And Bruins and Lightning at home against the Bruins.
Oh God, Dan, I wish you the best of luck with that one, dude.
I do like the Islanders tonight. They definitely need to win tonight. Just to get themselves back together. They got an opportunity to beat this Devils team, which I don't think is that good. But the Islanders just haven't. I don't know what's wrong with them. You do need to check, Dan. Make sure you check the goalie. And this is a 1 o'clock game. There's a 1 o'clock game on that. Check the goalie because the Islanders made a last minute change on their goalie the night before last, and he ended up giving up a goal at the 5-minute mark of that third period, which I crushed them.
Was that Halak?
I think it's Halak. Yeah. So check and make sure that the goalies that they've got their starter back in. The other thing is Tampa Bay, dude. Tampa Bay is struggling to score right now. They are really struggling to find offense. I don't know what's going on with them in their last few games, but they have really struggled. I'm gonna kind of roll with you with this though, because I know this Bruins team. Tampa Bay handled them in Boston. I mean, they handled them in Boston. So they already are familiar with the Bruins. I think Tampa Bay, this is probably a great spot for Tampa Bay. So just don't go ham with the money.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but I do like. I could give you I would tell you that I do like the Lightning to win this game.
All right, sounds good, guys.
Yeah, no, these aren't crazy plays. I only go crazy on baseball.
Gotcha.
All right, sounds good. So that's pretty much going to do it for the show, guys. I got to get my ass to the Yale game. and go and have a good time in, and looking forward to it. And, hey, I'll get a live look in and see what we're dealing with over there. But I told you guys that I thought there would be, once I saw that first couple of, scores come out, we have not been taken yet. We haven't been messing with them, man. So let me get a live look in and get a better feel for them, and we will go from there. I can tell you this much: Harvard is way better, and Yale Harvard is in Yale this year, and I think Yale.
Real quick before we get off the air, I got to ask Dream one question.
Yes, sir.
It's a race relations question, Dream.
Uh-oh.
So I'm watching Game Day right now, right? I got it on mute.
Yep.
And I see all the dudes. And I know it's like the ultimate sin for a white dude to wear blackface. Never do that. Obviously wrong. How come a black dude can wear whiteface? How come a black dude can wear whiteface?
Because it's why I try to tell. It's why I try to tell white folks that always want to. Why can't we do stuff black people do? All right? Because you didn't have 400 years of slavery. All right? You got a long way to catch up.
I'm gonna start wearing Egyptian face.
You got a long way to catch up. All right? You don't still get harassed by the police. You don't. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of stuff that you can't do that we can do just cause.
All right, fair enough.
We'll
I
leave
just
it at
had to
that.
ask. I mean, I find it hilarious, and you know me, I'm not PC at all, so I don't care what people do as long as it makes me laugh.
No
this
doubt.
is hilarious, though.
That's funny.
No
All right,
doubt.
guys. So we are. That's going to do it for our show, man. Short and sweet, right to the point. Most of the games are kind of nasty in college football, anyway. So I think we picked out a couple of gems, and I think we can.
White people always want to wonder why we can't do what black people can do. When you start getting pulled over by the cops and harassed and shot, then you can start doing what black people do. When you got bad credit, living in the projects, then you can start doing what black people do. I hate that.
I got it, man. All right.
Let me give a big shout out to everybody who's retweeting the show. The show is crazy today because it's Halloween. We had a ball today, though. I had a lot of fun. Dan, you were a ball to chat with. I always love talking with you. Whether it's serious or whether we're going at it, it's always fun, brother. I love when you come on. Hey, I want to thank Mike, Too Tall, J Guys, Betting Bros Pod, Joe Zeppi, Woody, 639, TBW, AB Lint, Nicholas J Theory, Bashard Christos, Super Sports Locks, Canadian Capper, Benjamin Rowe, Easy Did It, Mario Martinez, Tip Talker, Holiday, JC, Long Woo, Bob Ballin. What's going on, Bob? Jonesy, MC Money, Tommy King from TK Wins, G Rose, Terrence Mack, Direct Sports Solution, Sirat King J, Lorraine Lockhart, OJFB, and Mr. Molly Marr. Guys, as always, I am the Dream. Always remember who you're with. Make the most of each and every day, as you cannot get this time back. And enjoy Halloween. Get out there. Put the remote control down. Put the gambling down. Take your kids out. Do your trick-or-treating. Handle your business with your family. And then get back into it.
All right, sounds good. And Dream, you forgot to tell everybody to recap what you're feeling today.
Oh, my bad.
That's all right. It's all right. It's all good.
My bad. Well, first of all, I said that I like the New Jersey Nets. I mean, I don't like the Brook. There we go with New Jersey again.
New Jersey.
I can't get past New Jersey for some reason. No, I like the Grizzlies in NBA, and you got to mix it with some of the college. And I'm not really sure which direction I'm going, but I do know that I like Clemson. I like Oklahoma State. Those are my two mainstay, and then I'm probably going to add Houston. So you're looking at those four elements will probably be involved in some type of teaser, parlay, whatever have you.
All right, sounds good. Dan, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, so what I'm finalizing, locked in, we got Florida with the 3 points, Oklahoma State minus the 1. And then our money play is the Houston Pick'em, Kentucky plus 19.5. Temple plus 21, 10-point teaser. And my shout out, hey, look, it's my 5-year wedding anniversary. Big thanks to my wife, for letting me come on this morning and entertain the nation. And I will be out of communication for the next 24 hours, so don't even try and hit me up.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Sounds good, man. Are you going to be on the show tomorrow, Dan?
I will be on the show. But until I wake up tomorrow morning, I am busy.
All right.
All right, especially with the Metropolitans going tonight.
Yes.
Yes.
And my wife was cool. We're going to an early dinner so we get home for the game.
Prepare to
big
get
shout out
harassed. Should
to
the
her.
Mets lose, prepare to be harassed.
Oh, God.
Prepare to be harassed. If Chris
I
Young
don't know
has
if it'll be possible. My phone might wind up in my neighbor's lawn.
If Chris Young has a dope game, prepare to be harassed in the morning tomorrow.
I'll wait for Chris Young to throw like a perfect first inning and everybody to get on me, and then the Mets hit him up for 9 in the second.
I can't wait, man. I'm looking forward to it, guys. We are the biggest show in the world. Your boy, the Mad Hatter, is looking at a 3-team 10-pointer, man, with the Houston Cougars, with the Clemson Tigers, and with nasty Iowa.
Why they gotta be nasty?
Nasty
bro?
Iowa, man. Because I remember all the donations that were made because of nasty Iowa. So I'm gonna fall for it again, man. We love you to death. Go out there, go easy, do your own homework, take your own plays, make all your dreams a damn reality, and get that money. Let's go.
Let's go, Mets. Peace.